Some of you have asked about my wood splitter that I built, so I thought I'd do a little video on it. This is a wood splitter I named CAD Tr Model 6. I came up with the Model 6 name for two reasons. One is I had a 6 decal, and the wood splitter, rather than doing just the job of splitting wood, I hope to have it so that it will do 6 functions rather than just one. Here's the back view of the unit. The engine was a Briggs & Stratton snow engine that I retrofitted with an air filter so that I don't have to worry about the dust. The oil tank is next to it. It has a top fill port as well as a top return line. The return is actually a piece of pipe that extends down to the bottom of the tank, so I don't have any air bubbles being formed as the oil returns back to the tank. And to the right of the oil tank is a bracket that I fabricated that's removable by removing the 2 pins, that allows you to stage an extra log, or it's a nice work surface when doing other functions. Here's one of the unique features of the CAD Tr Model 6. The cylinder mount has more than one hole location, allowing the back of the cylinder to be positioned as needed for the task that's going to be doing. It also has a piece of mechanical tube with a pin going through it. This was added on so that if you want to use the hydraulic cylinder as a pulling device, it's a convenient place to attach a chain. Rather than using a 2-stage pump that's commonly used on wood splitter, I decided to use a single-stage pump so that I would have a constant speed. This tool is more important to me for other functions besides splitting wood, so the constant speed of the cylinder was more important, therefore the choice of the pump. Rather than creating a complicated head that had a lot of parts to it for the head to travel back and forth across the beam, I simply decided to use 2 pieces of heavy gauge angle iron that I trimmed off to match the size of the head. These are welded to the top flange of the beam, and they also have supports underneath. I've made about a dozen wood splitters using this concept. It works out much better than trying to get the head of the splitter to clamp onto the beam. Rather than weld the wedge directly to the beam, I decided to make the wedge removable on this tool to add to the versatility. The wedge simply slides into the slot on the end of the beam. Wood can be split with the wedge set at that height, or it can be lowered. I can also just take another piece of this type of steel and make a totally different head configuration if I want to do a different type of splitting. By removing this head, I can install this one. This head converts the TR Model 6 into a press. I used a heavy wall piece of mechanical tube that will allow me to put a shaft in here, and I can use this to push bearings off of shafts and that type of hydraulic press function. Again, it can work at multiple levels. When configured like this, the CAD Tr Model 6 does a fabulous job of breaking the bead on tires that are difficult. I have yet to have a tire that stopped this bead breaker. I think it's a little higher tonnage than most. Here's an attachment that goes into the press that allows me to bend flat bars and round stock. I can simply put a piece of round stock right here where the radius is, and it gives me a nice bend, or I can turn it around and use it to bend other flat bars. Using a hydraulic manual press that's way under the tonnage of this one, I can easily bend 1/2 by 3 bars. So this one would do 1/2 by 3.5, maybe even 1/2 by 4. One of the most important features of this machine is that the beam is transversely mounted compared to other wood splitters that people build. This allows it to be in the shop without taking up very many square feet of floor space. Since it sits right up against the wall, the machine will always be able to be stored inside. If the beam were mounted conventionally, it would take up so much space that the thing would probably have to sit outside. Oh yeah, and the engine runs too. Okay, so that's the CAD Tr Model 6. It's a wood splitter, it's a bearing press, it's a bar and round stock bending device. It's a real strong come along for pulling things, and it'll break the bead on a tire. Now if you can come up with some other ideas for me, I'll make different attachments for it so that it can do different functions. Let me know what you think, guys, and give me some more ideas.